What's up, what's up? Welcome to Debt After Dark, episode 2. I'm Alexis.
I'm Chris.
And this is Debt After Dark. Today we are going to be talking about our budget, how we do our budget versus how Dave Ramsey does his budget, and how our budget has been affected during COVID-19.
And real quick, I guess, if you haven't watched our previous video, the how Dave Ramsey is helping us crush debt, I would suggest you kind of go back to that one. We'll link it down below as well. That really explains all the 7 steps that we are doing. This budget is kind of a pre-step to our system, but I think it's one of like the most important building blocks, and it will help you kind of get through it. So I'll just go watch that first.
For sure.
And then Dave Ramsey, and you kind of mentioned, Dave Ramsey teaches a zero-based budgeting system, which essentially is after you've written down all your expenses, it should equal 0 at the end of the month. So
right.
I'll link also to his blog on Dave Ramsey website. He'll just kind of do a big breakdown of what that is. And then let's kind of go through our budgeting system, and then we'll kind of show you how that differs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through it. I've got the laptop here, and so yeah. So on your screen, you're gonna see our budget sheet. This is actually one that we've created to share with you guys. So this is a template. You're gonna notice that like there's very specific expenses and bills and stuff in here. You're gonna notice that we left room for you to add like other bills and expenses, because this is something that we are gonna be sharing with you for download. So be sure to look down below because it's gonna be there. So yeah, let's just break it down. The first thing you're gonna wanna do with your budget sheet that we have provided is you're gonna wanna fill out this whole portion. Everything that is your bills and expenses that you know comes out every month. So that's gonna be your mortgage and your rent, your utilities, your water, cable, internet, you know, and so on and so forth. Things that you are always paying for every month, things that you have on auto pay. You're gonna wanna write down the exact amounts. And you can go ahead and round that up $1, or you can go ahead if you're wanting to do, you know, maybe you want to practice a zero-based budget with our budget, then you're going to want to do even the cents. We have it organized here for you guys by date that these would be coming out, right? So ideally you have bills getting paid at 2 times of the month. You know, we have bills that sometimes come out at different times of the month, but you know, it is what it is. So feel free to just go in here, list your due dates, the amounts, and the bills or expenses that you're putting in here, because this is really gonna be like the meat and potatoes of helping you understand where your money is going. So the great thing about this is that we created this little key. So you can see here that according to this budget, it looks like nothing's been paid, but I just wanna share with you our budget, and that's gonna be over here. So this is our April budget, and you can see we have things organized here by date. We've got the association bill with the cents, you know, like we really go down to every detail of it, right? So it's like, here's the due date for these bills, the due dates for these bills, and you can see that we have all of these marked off as paid. I don't know why we don't have this one marked off, but whatever, this one's paid too. So let's just do that together right now. All right, so yeah, go ahead and do that first, because this is, like I said, where you're gonna have your meat and potatoes. And you're gonna wanna go over here and split your income into 4. Or 2 if it's just you. Yeah. 4 is because Chris and I are married and we receive 4 paychecks a month. But if you are single or you only have 1 income in your household, you can go ahead and just make this into 2 paychecks, and organize those by the dates that they're coming in, so that you can see what date you can allot to what bills. So we know that on the 3rd, we get our first paycheck, we're gonna wanna pay these first bills with that paycheck that we received on the 3rd, and so on and so forth. For the 13th, you're gonna wanna pay these. For the 17th, you're gonna wanna pay these. So that's kind of just how we go about organizing our paychecks. That way we know how much money is going to the bills, and yeah, like just organized all of our money. Here's the part that's not so fun about our budget sheet, we also have a section where we just list all of the debt that we have. So we're being really transparent here. This is our real budget. This is our real debt. These are our real numbers, our real bills. You know, we think that there is so much that can come from just truth and transparency, and we just want you guys to know that this is real. You guys are not alone in your struggles with debt, and you know, like, it's hard for us too, you know, so it is what it is. So yeah, here we've got 2 bills that have already been paid off, praise God, woo-hoo. But you know, paying off those bills was not easy, and of course, you know, we always felt like the money that we were putting towards these bills, we can do so many other fun things, but it is what it is. All right, so we have all of our bills listed, and if you remember from that first video, we listed all of them smallest to largest in true debt snowball fashion. That way we can pay them off in that order. So if you can see, we've already paid off these 2, which the balances were smaller. Now our next debt that we're moving on to is my Nelnet loan, which is a student loan that I took out, and I believe the original amount was like $1,400 or something like that. So we brought that one down significantly. But yeah, we're gonna be tackling these in order. So make sure that when you're putting your debt in here, you list them in order, so that you tackle them in that fashion.
Yeah, and then we'll actually make a video on the debt snowball, and we'll show you what that impact is and how, you know, how crazy it is once you pay off that first debt, how it really just, you start rolling down, and I think we had this conversation the other day. I mean, we're scheduled to pay off this Iron Hack loan and the Nelnet loan, which is a little over 10 grand in the next 6 months, and that's power of the snowball. But I would kind of stay tuned for the future video, because we'll go deep into how that really works.
Yeah. So basically, the other thing that we have here with the debt is the total debt calculator. So here you have, what's it called? Here you have listed your debts, but keep in mind that over here you have listed the amount that you're paying towards these debts each month. So these totals of Iron Hack loan, Sally Mae, what do we have?
No, because we have it right now. We have it deferred.
Oh, that's right. We have deferred. Okay, so just for these 2 loans, basically, and the Wells Fargo card, which I think is somewhere, right here. Okay, so all this stuff is all calculated into the monthly payment. So we know how much we're paying a month towards debt and the total debt. So you can kind of even start to actually do some math here with the total income that you have based on your 4 paychecks. And these things are all gonna auto-populate. So as you go putting in those amounts of your paychecks and putting in those amounts of your debts, they are gonna auto-populate down here so long as you do not press delete. But we'll give you some instructions in below the video so that you guys can do this correctly. And then over here is the part that maybe doesn't look like so much fun, but it's actually pretty amazing. You're gonna have your savings. So in our first video, we spoke about the emergency fund and how that's gonna be the first thing that you wanna do, because it is baby step 1. Baby step 1, you're gonna wanna save $1,000, and this is just a very small emergency fund in the scenario that you pop a tire or, you know, whatever it may be, whatever small emergency may come your way. And then after that, we have a couple different savings that we do here. So we were planning on taking our son to Disney for his 2nd birthday. Right now, this money is kind of like up in the air because we don't know what we're gonna be doing with it. In the sense that we don't think that we're going to Disney because of COVID-19. But here was our goal, was to save $1,700, and we were pretty damn close. So. But what happens is if we wind up not going to Disney, what we're just gonna do is throw this money at debt. So this is gonna help to bring down the balance of one of these.
Now, just to the next one, the mortgage. The reason why we have the mortgage and the savings, so I actually, when I get paid, I transfer $400 each check into the savings account that goes dedicated to the mortgage. So every check I add a $400 here, second check $400. So I know at the end of the month, I have the $1,600 to cover the mortgage, and then that kind of goes towards that next payment. So that kind of helps me split the bills each check. And I really only do that for the mortgage and the loan, since they're the two biggest amounts. So I'll split. I think Iron Hack is $375 and Sally Mae's $375. So I'll make sure, let me get from the first two checks, $175. Right. From the second two checks. So I don't really feel a big chunk all in one. I think that's one thing that's really helped me writing down the budget and not going, oh damn, I have something due on the 15th. Now I gotta take out $800 for the student loan, as opposed to splitting it in 4 checks. That's a good little tool that we use, and a good little tip to kind of utilize the savings as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we say $400 because that's what works for our income, but feel free to adjust that to whatever works for you if you want to take on this tip. So we also started a COVID-19 emergency fund. So that's basically any money that we are not currently putting towards debt because we have deferred the loans. We're tackling, we're actually putting it towards a COVID-19 fund, and that's just in case of an emergency. I'm currently without insurance until next month, so God forbid something were to happen and I'd wound up in the hospital, this would be money that might help us towards a bill or something like that. But ultimately, once this is all over, Lord willing that nothing happens, this money is also going to go straight towards a debt.
Yeah, I think that's very important for for the COVID-19 during this situation, or during the situation that we're all in. Any extra income that you're getting, I know our goal right now is to get out of debt, but any extra income, or like she mentioned, we've deferred our Iron Hack loan, we've deferred Nelnet, we've deferred all Sally Mae payments. So that's $700 a month that we were normally paying. I'm still putting that money into this savings account. So just in case, like you said, if something happens, if I lose my job, if she loses her job, we can kind of stay afloat for a month or two. Now, that money's not going to waste. So best case scenario, nothing happens, we go back to work. Now we've saved, right now we have $2,095 in the account, straight to debt. That's gonna go straight to debt, like if nothing ever happened.
Right.
So that's a great tip right now, especially during these times. 1, defer your payments, and 2, don't waste or don't spend that money on anything else. Just put that money aside that you would normally be paying to the student loans, and then that would kind of be an extra emergency fund just in case something happens.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a good tip.
And that's actually the same with our income tax. We got our income tax, and we're gonna hold off on it. We have plans to spend it, but we're just gonna kind of hold off and see what happens with our jobs, because we're both, I would say we have stable jobs. We both got our hours cut, our pay cut. I think you got a 20% cut, I got a 20% cut. So we would have been struggling if it wasn't for the budget.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
100%. We if not for this budget, I really don't know that we would be so conscious of where our money is going. And I think we're both spenders, especially like in the food category. It's so easy for us to eat out and to order Uber Eats, even if we're staying in, just even now during COVID-19. But the beauty of the way that we do this is, again, once we have these 4 paychecks noted and we know the days that are coming out, and we already know what bills are coming out, we can just go ahead. Chris does this all the time. He pulls out the calculator on the computer and says, all right, we got paid this much. We have this debt, or this bill, and this bill that came out now. Okay, we have, let's say, $400 for the rest of the month, or $400 for the next 2 weeks, whatever. This is how much money that we have left right now, and we can, do with it what we want. So in a perfect world where COVID-19 wasn't happening, this would be the money that I used to do my nails. This would be the money for Chris to go get a haircut. This would be money that we could use to eat out, money that we could use, for whatever the case may be. This would be our extra money once we've even already put money into our savings and everything. So this budget pretty much accounts for everything. And again, you've got the paid and not paid yet. So, I'll go back to the sheet that we're actually going to be sharing with you guys. And the sheet looks extremely similar. We kind of made it so that it was really easy for you guys to explore and use. We really hope that you use this and really just go in with the mentality that the budget equals freedom. The budget is not to restrict you. The budget is not to keep you from doing the things that you love. It's actually, I was such a non-believer that it was gonna be a way for us to actually do things that we wanted. But the beauty of it is that we really can do the things that we want because we know where that money is going. So I'm actually super grateful for the budget, super grateful that Chris even got me into watching Dave Ramsey videos, even though I'm not a finance person at all. This is the kind of stuff that really excites us. And we really, really love that we have the freedom to do what we want with our money because we know where it's all going. So yeah, we're gonna be sharing this with you guys. And I also just wanna encourage you, like, don't be discouraged if this is like too much for you. Like if you're looking at this and you're like, oh my God, like I don't even know where to start. Just so you know, we took this class and it took us about 6 months before we ever sat down and said, hey, let's talk about our money. It took us a really long time to even combine our bank accounts. We've never really had a conversation about money. I know that combining the bank accounts is not a thing for everybody, but you should at least know, you know, how much money is coming in and what's going out. That's really where you're gonna figure out, you know, what's going to garbage and, you know, maybe you can cut things, maybe you can add things that you've been wanting to add, but you really need to know where your money's going. And it's gonna take you a few months to figure out, all right, do we really need this? Or maybe we're spending a little too much on groceries, maybe we're doing whatever. But yeah, we really hope that you guys utilize this to your best abilities because let me tell you, it has really changed our life, so.
Yeah, now I would say while doing the budgets and things like that, you want to be sure to do it together. I mean, it's important. Every time I open up the budget sheet, I call her and I ask her, hey, look at this, look at the numbers. You know, like she mentioned, once we get that paycheck and I move money, this goes to the mortgage, this portion, 150 goes to that Disney fund, this goes to this. We have $300 until we get paid next week. So now we know, hey, we can order pizza today for lunch because I know we have $300. I don't need to worry. You know, I don't need to second guess how much money do I have in the bank because I have it written down. And that's the key. Like we mentioned, it's not. This budget doesn't restrict us. It actually gave us a ton more freedom to know what money we have, how we can use it, how we can spend it. The situation's a little crazy now with what's going on. But again, the budget has, you know, we're putting that money aside just in case. If it wasn't for this budget, I mean, I opened up Wells Fargo and we have like, I think the calculator says 10 grand in savings. That's insane to me. That's
something that we never ever thought that we could do. And the fact just that we have that 10,000 there right now, but the truth is like that money's sitting there almost as like a safety net for us right now. In the event that nothing happens during all of this, which is what we're hoping for, right? That nobody gets sick, that we don't need to spend any extra money on any emergencies or anything like that. That $10,000, we are like literally killing a whole loan right there. Like Chris's Iron Hack loan is gone. And that's gonna bring us down $10,000 from our current debt. So we just want you guys to know that like no matter where you're at with your income or anything, like saving is possible. But please go back and watch that first video that we posted because we really put emphasis on how important it is to start with baby step 1, which is saving $1,000 and then moving on to tackling your debts. So it's so important just to have that safety net, no matter how big it is, because it always rains, right? It always rains. It's not when it's gonna, it's not, what is it?
It's not if it's gonna rain.
Right, it's when it's gonna rain,
So if you guys need help with your budget, we're gonna leave actually our Debt After Dark email in the description below. Send us an email, write us a comment, you know, asking us any questions, things like that. But be sure, I like the budget. I think that's something that I'm very strong at. So I mean, feel free if you need help, reach out. I know a lot of people have been asking us through Instagram, some of the comments on our last video for, you know, that this is the type of content that they like to see, that they need. Reach out. I would love to help you guys. I think, you know, I think I found something that I like to do, and you know, I want to share it with you guys. So that'd be cool.
It's awesome getting to do this. It's awesome getting to do this with you. But yeah, we really, I mean, he's being very genuine when he says that we would love to help you. Like, this is like a new passion that we've discovered. And like I said, I'm not the money person. Like, Chris is the one that deals with all the numbers and everything. I feel like I'm more the person that's like, I spends, but no, I just like, I'm okay with indulging, you know, and Chris is a little bit more strict with our money, but it's all about compromise at the end of the day. And that just goes to say with yourself too, if you're a single person, like, it's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to do whatever, you know, makes you happy if it's within your means. Don't be frivolous with your money. The idea is not to go crazy, but to actually give yourself freedom by knowing where your money is going. So we're gonna share the budget with you. Don't forget, that link is gonna be below. We're gonna give you a link so you can download it. If you have any questions, like Chris said, email us, comment, please share this video, because this is the kind of content that is gonna change lives, guys. Like, this changed our lives. So we're just doing, like, we're just giving you like a little scratch of the surface of what Dave Ramsey did for us, because we really hope ultimately that you look into what he does and that you can really like get it as inspired as us and just get on fire for this kind of thing. So like, subscribe, let us know what you think about our budget in the comments, share this video. We love you. Good night. Peace.
Do your budget.